We've changed as a company from 10 years ago being almost 100% in furniture and bedding to today being 33% diversified in markets such as transportation, packaging, healthcare, government services. Our founder and our founder's son believed in having a defined benefit pension plan.
Today, plan sponsors and trustees realize the amount of risk pension plans pose to the company. With the Pension Protection Act, and a lot of companies are having a call on cash at a very difficult time as a corporation.
You have to look at it as a very complex set of variables that you're dealing with. How correlated are those risks to my core business and my core revenue streams?
And we've changed because we need to become more profitable, and it absolutely applies exactly to pension plan and pension plan management. If you try to do the same things, you're going to end up in the same place, which is underfunded status. Even with hopefully prudent and conservative investment choices on the asset side, well, the liability is completely uncontrollable. So we ride that roller coaster on the asset side and hope that we end up above our liabilities, but that's not a good strategy. So we need solutions that will bring it in our control and that we can focus on our real business, which is providing solutions to our customers.
So at Prudential, we saw the market for pension liabilities becoming increasingly more difficult for plan sponsors to manage. It was a distraction from their core business, and these are large, complex liabilities that we have a very long history in managing as our business. We innovated a buy-in, but talk a little bit about how that process started and how it worked for BCG.
Yeah, and when we were first engaged by Hickory Springs Manufacturing, first thing that we do is really get a sense of the type of liability that they're managing. And that's pretty much because there's a disconnect between how you're accounting for it and then really what the true cost is, your true liability. And then after meeting with the board and finding out the way they view risk, we started our discussion with Prudential and wanted to really look at all options.
There's traditional investment strategies, the adoption of illiquid strategies. We see liability-driven investing being popular amongst pension plan sponsors. And what we would say is that is a risk management technique as opposed to a risk transfer technique.
And the one solution that seemed to really generate a lot of interest was the pension buy-in.
So as you worked with BCG and surveyed the landscape, how did buy-in become the strategy for Hickory?
We've studied all those different strategies, but when it came to buy-in, that contract and that investment is 100% matched to the liability and guaranteed to be matched to that liability.
Predictability is something that Hickory was after, so I think buy-in seemed like the right strategy for you.
With the buy-in strategy, we're done. There's nothing to look at, there's nothing to manage. So I no longer have to worry about asset performance. So liability goes up, liability goes down, the asset is always there in sync. I think it's been helpful from the standpoint of managing cash flow. We're no longer worried about having to sell assets or having a cash base in our plan. That cash to fund the retiree pensions is coming each month from Prudential. So our retirees got the same checks they always received. Our retirees never even knew what happened, which is exactly what we want, because we want that continued relationship with those retirees, but now we have Prudential standing behind us.
So talk to me a little bit about, the transaction itself, obviously first of its kind, but how has it worked in practice?
With a buy-in, you're actually getting not only the backing of a top-rated insurance carrier, not only de-risking the plan, but you're getting service.
A couple things stick out in my mind, and the first thing is the contract to actually do this deal was simple. And then on the back end, what I'll call the service after the sale was extremely easy. Prudential brought a transition team to Hickory personally to visit with our folks and our back office people to understand the data and to prepare the data in such a way that made sense going forward. And I've had zero time on my desk of any issues that I've had to deal with, and that's exactly what I expected and exactly what has happened.
You've taken a series of economic actions that we think benefit employees as well as the core business, but how does your shareholder benefit?
We're taking risk off the table, and that's important for our shareholders, and it's important then to still protect those pensions and those retirements, and then deploy capital to growing our business profitably.
We think that the pension buy-in has a place for many different types of plan sponsors, and for other firms that are looking to secure a set of liabilities over a period of time.
Publicly traded companies, nonprofit, unions, the end of the day, it's the same problem. You've been through a roller coaster ride the last 10 years, and they're all looking at ways to reduce the volatility and eliminate pension risks. Our answer is if you have a pension plan, you probably are looking at this, or you probably should be.
It made perfect sense for us, and I think it makes perfect sense for a lot of other companies today as well.
The buy-in announcement in Hickory Springs, probably one of the more exciting things that has happened in the defined benefit world on a positive side. Our clients and most of the marketplace, I mean, this is what they've been looking for. Here's something that's going to eliminate risk. Here's something that's going to secure the retiree's future.
I think solving the pension challenge is incredibly important for both American businesses as well as the participants who are served by those plans.
It is one of our core values and something that we believe in, and it's also part of our culture. You've worked hard for a number of years at Hickory Springs, and we will guarantee that we will give you your pension because you've put so many hard working years into the company.